Hello everyone, FPL Raptor here and welcome back to another daily price change prediction video here on the Fantasy Football Fix YouTube channel. In these daily videos, we bring you the latest news with respect to potential price rises and potential price falls. If you're looking to build up that essential team value, win your mini leagues and improve your overall rank, you are in the right place and you are on the right channel. In today's video, there is so much to cover. We've got three very popular defenders looking to rise in price, as well as two mid-price midfielders that also look to be rising in price tonight. I'm sure you can probably guess one of them based on his brace earlier today. If you are enjoying the content here on this channel, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. But without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So guys, as always, we will be starting with the predicted price changes and then we'll move on to a statistical comparison between some of the players that are predicted to rise in price tonight. As always, please go and check these predicted price changes for yourselves after watching the video because I record this at around 5:30, but by the time you make your moves later this evening, a lot of things could have changed, especially at the weekend. There's a lot of transfer activity in response to different games. Whatever happens in the Leeds and Brighton game might force further transfer activity. We might hear news of an injury, we might change that once again. So it's always best to check for yourselves. You can do that by heading over to fantasyfootballfix.com or by downloading our free app and enabling push notifications. You can then create a watch list or you can have your squad and it will just send you a little notification when a player is close to a predicted price rise or a predicted price fall. All that being said, there are currently 6 players predicted to rise in price tonight and all of them are extremely popular, so do pay attention. You can see obviously to the left, right of me, and then below you can see the numbers there for yourselves. The only player over 100% progress at the time of recording, and remember a player needs to be at 100% for us to predict a price rise, is Antonio Rudiger. Obviously, he's 5.9 million now, so this would be a price rise up to 6 million. He's currently rising at 2.8% per hour. So the fact that he's at 130% already and rising at 2.8% per hour, I think we can say with relative confidence that Rudiger will rise in price tonight. Outside of that, we've got a couple that are sort of on the border, below 100 at the moment, but they are rising. I would say that Smith-Rowe is the one that I'm really not sure on. He's currently at 92.6% and he is rising at 0.8%. So I would say that because Smith-Rowe's not rising at much per hour and because he blanked today, I'm not sure if Smith-Rowe will go tonight. So the best thing to do is just before you make the move later, I would check Smith-Rowe. If he's well above 100%, then you know for that. If he's on the boundary, it's pretty touch and go. The fact that Saka did pick up an injury might mean that a couple of people go from Saka to Smith-Rowe. So that might increase it a little bit. But at the time of recording, he's not rising very quickly. So that's Rudiger and Smith-Rowe. We've also got Cancelo and James, two other very popular premium defenders. They obviously haven't played today. They're playing on Sunday. Neither of those are close to 100%, but they're rising at quite the rate. Cancelo's at 86.8% and he's rising at 2.7% per hour. So by the time this evening swings around, he'll be at around 100%. James is actually only at 62.1% at the time of recording. So he's nowhere near that 100% threshold, but he's rising at 5.5% per hour. So that means he's not quite at that threshold yet, but a lot of managers bring in James in every hour. So James and Cancelo, for both of them, I would say that it's going to be touch and go. The transfer activity tends to slow down the later in the evening it gets. And therefore, I would say that Cancelo and James might not rise in price tonight. Outside of that, as I said, there are two mid-price midfielders who we're going to be comparing in the next section that look set to rise in price. One is, of course, Diogo Jota. Got a brace today. Could have easily had more. It looks like it'll be 14 points with 1 bonus point. He's at 80%, but he's rising at 12% per hour. So I would be very shocked if Jota doesn't rise in price tonight. Combination of the fact that he's almost at 100% already and he scored a brace and he's going to be brought in by a lot of managers per hour. I will probably be transferring Jota in tonight, which is completely goes against everything I normally do. I don't normally bring players in early, but the fact that we've got a Tuesday deadline next week because there's midweek games and the fact that he is going to be rising tonight and he might even get a double rise if he continues at that rate, I just think I want Jota in sooner rather than later. The other mid-price midfielder is exactly the same progress as Jota, and that's Bernardo Silva. So he's at 80% as well, but he's only being brought in by 8% per hour, which is still a massive amount, but not quite the rate of Diogo Jota. I would say that if he continues at that rate, Bernardo Silva, he will almost definitely increase in price tonight. So definitely keep an eye on those two. Diogo Jota and Bernardo Silva both look like they could increase in price tonight. And then the final player that's looking like he might get a price rise is Jimenez, who's at 73.8% at the time of recording, and he is rising 8% per hour. What I would say with Jimenez is he blanked today. in the easiest fixture they've got against Norwich. There's only one more nice fixture for Wolves against Burnley, and then the fixtures toughen up. So there's two things I would say there. Number one, he might not continue to rise at that rate, and therefore he might not get the price rise tonight. And the second thing is, I wouldn't necessarily be looking to bring Jimenez in now. I think you might have missed the boat potentially, and I would be looking elsewhere, maybe a Watkins or an Antonio or someone like that, or potentially go even cheaper with like a Benteke. So those are the 6 predicted to rise in price at the moment. Rudiger, Smith Rowe, Cancelo, Jota, Bernardo Silva, and Jimenez. Oh, and James as well. So there's 7, apologies, 7 predicted. If I had to say the 2 that I was fairly confident would rise in price tonight, it is Antonio Rudiger and Diogo Jota. If we talk about price falls, there aren't really that many of note. There are about 10 or 15 predicted to fall in price at the time of recording. The only one that is very, very noteworthy is Phil Foden, who's at minus 116.3% at the time of recording, and he is falling at 5% per hour. Just to clear up a common misconception, Foden can fall in price even though he is red flagged. If a player goes from available to red flagged, they can still fall in price. It's when they go from red flagged to available that they are then locked in price and can't change. So despite the fact that Phil Foden is red flagged, he can indeed fall in price. So if you own Foden and you want to sell him, he's going to be falling from 8.3 to 8.2 million tonight, almost definitely. Like I said, already below that threshold, and he's still falling at quite the rate. So do keep an eye on that if you are someone that owns Phil Foden and you're looking to sell him. So next section, we're going to be discussing a direct comparison between Diogo Jota and Bernardo Silva, and discussing are there any other mid-price midfielders that we should be looking to bring in, or whether it should definitely be Diogo Jota. So guys, as I said, just a quick comparison between Diogo Jota and Bernardo Silva. Obviously, both are in high demand, hence the fact that they are both predicted to rise in price tonight. Also, I just think they're at a similar price, and I know a lot of people either already own Jota, already own Bernardo, or be trying to choose between the two. I'll be honest, I'll say from the start here, and it will be a clear narrative, and I'm not trying to build that narrative, it's just what the stats are suggesting is that Jota is the clear favourite here. But I'll try and explain why, and I also just want to draw your attention to the fact that Bernardo Silva's stats are still really, really good, so he's definitely a potential alternative, or potentially you could have a double up between Jota and Bernardo. Taking a look at the touch map straight away, as you guys know I love to do, there is a clear trend here in that Bernardo Silva tends to play in the wide areas, even though sometimes he plays as that number 8 role, which is more central. He's just got that natural tendency to drift out wide. He's often played a lot of his career over on the right wing. So you can see even when he's getting touches in the box, there's like that top left corner of the box, and most of his touches are in and around those sort of wing areas. Diogo Jota is playing almost as an out-and-out number 9, and even when he does drift to the left, it's still pretty central, and you can see there is a massive clump of touches right in the centre of the box there. He's almost got the perfect number 9 touch map there, so straight away, just looking at the touch maps, I really do like Diogo Jota's there. If we take a look at their shot maps, even just the amount of shots, Jota's played almost 100 minutes less than Bernardo Silva. He's taken 31 shots. Bernardo Silva's only taken 13 shots. So straight away, there is significantly more shots for Jota. And you can see almost all of them are inside the box. That's almost 30 shots inside the box in just under 900 minutes, which is crazy. Bernardo Silva is getting a lot of shots off as well. And that is something that has changed with Bernardo Silva this year, is he's making a lot more of those sort of darting runs that Gundogan has been known to make in the past. He's obviously not naturally doing that, but it is something that he's added to his game this season. But Jota is just a different beast. So many shots inside the box. And even like attempted assists, 100 less minutes, but he's made more attempted assists than Bernardo Silva. What I would say is a lot of Bernardo Silva's attempted assists and his creativity directly into the box, whereas a lot of Jota's are from outside the box and people taking long shots. So from creative point, just looking at the attempted assist map, I would say that Bernardo Silva does look slightly more creative than Diogo Jota. If we take a look at the actual touches, Jota is getting significantly less touches than Bernardo Silva. So when you're watching Bernardo Silva, he'll be involved in the action, he'll be getting on the ball a lot, but the sort of positions that he's getting involved in aren't necessarily leading to that many goal-scoring opportunities. So Diogo Jota is taking touches at the right point in the right areas and getting involved where he's going to potentially score goals and get a lot of assists. But Bernardo Silva looks brilliant this year for City, playing almost every minute for them. He's played 940 minutes, as you can see when you scroll up, which is a lot, and he's getting a lot of touches. So I definitely like the look of him. So yeah, I would say straight away there is a clear favourite between the two, and it is definitely Diogo Jota. He's just getting into the box a little bit more, taking a lot more shots. If you scroll down on the website, as you know you can do on the player heat map section, you get to this section where you can compare their stats per 90 minutes. So obviously because Diogo Jota's played less minutes than Bernardo Silva, you want to compare them per 90 minutes. And you can see that the stats that are in blue are the ones where that player is winning. So everything apart from crosses, which is a pretty useless statistic for FPL, Jota is coming out on top. Goals per 90, 0.75 to Bernardo, 0.38. Expected goals, double. His expected goals per 90, Jota is 0.69. Bernardo Silva is 0.32. He's taken almost 3 times the amount of shots that Bernardo Silva is. Shots on target is over double. Shots in the box is over double once again. Goal assist is the only thing that's very, very close there. They've got roughly the same amount of assists this season. Expected assist, again, is actually quite close. As I said, Bernardo Silva is pretty creative. So 0.22 for Bernardo Silva, 0.27 for Diogo Jota. Attempted assist, again, is quite close, but Jota does come out on top. And then big chances created, once again close, but Jota comes out on top. So there's two things I want to mention here. Number one, Jota is the clear favourite for me, even with the extra money, even with the fact that City have got some really nice fixtures coming out. Jota is just a different animal. And the fact that he's going to play probably 75, 80 minutes almost every game because Firmino's out injured. And then you've got AFCON coming up. Diogo Jota's got to be the priority for you, in my opinion, if you're looking for that mid-price midfielder. Even just in the entire game, I think Diogo Jota's almost up there alongside like Trent and James as being the number one priority at the moment. However, Bernardo Silva's stats are still extremely good. 0.32 expected goals, 0.22 expected assists. That puts his expected goal involvement at 0.54, which is highly impressive. He's playing a lot of minutes for City this season as well. So it's probably unfair to compare him to Diogo Jota. If you compare him to Foden, which we'll just quickly do as another option here. So we'll just take a look at comparing his stats to Foden. I'll just refresh the page. Because I think that's potentially a slightly more fair comparison, I guess you could say. We'll just get to where Foden is on the list here. There he is, sorry. Foden. So if we compare Foden to Silva, because I just think that's a slightly more fair comparison, as I said, because Jota's stats are just out of this world. Sorry, it took me 2 seconds to find it there. So this is stats per 90. You can see Phil Foden does come out on top on all the stats. As we know, Phil Foden has been excellent this season, but the stats are almost comparable. And if you take into account the fact that Phil Foden has played wide a little bit recently. He's obviously injured. And Bernardo Silva recently has looked a little bit more central, a little bit more of a goal threat. Expected goals is almost identical for the two. Shots, Foden's taken slightly more shots. Expected assists is probably the other key one. Bernardo Silva's getting almost the same expected assists. So their expected goal involvement is very, very similar. The amount of shots they're taking is fairly similar. The amount of attempted assists they're making is very similar as well. So if you've got Foden and you already own Jota and you're looking for a replacement for Foden, I really, really do like Bernardo Silva. Or if you just don't want to go for Jota, you want to go for someone else, you want to try and climb the ranks another way, I really do like it. I suppose I'm just trying to draw your attention to the fact that don't consider past seasons too much. In past season, Bernardo Silva really wasn't an FPL option, but this season he does look significantly better. And I suppose we will see how good he is in tomorrow's game against West Ham, which obviously I'm recording this before that. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll discuss it in tomorrow's video. If he does look really, really good, then that might just drive home the fact that you might want to bring him in. Either way, Bernardo Silva and Jota both look like they're going to rise in price tonight. I would say Jota's almost definite because of his 2 goals. Bernardo Silva's going to be touch and go, but definitely look later tonight if he's going to rise in price. So guys, there you have it. Those are the predicted price rises and predicted price falls for this evening. As I said, there is a lot of transfer activity at the weekend, so do stay up to date yourselves by heading over to fantasyfootballfix.com or by downloading our free app and enabling push notifications. It is free to check price changes, so go do that for yourselves, and that's the best way to stay informed. As I said, what you're looking for is above 100%, they are predicted to rise in price tonight. Below minus 100%, they're predicted to fall in price. But also look at that progress per hour, because if they've got quite a high progress per hour, they might only be at 50%, but by the time the price changes happen, they might then rise or fall in price. So check that both those things, then make the most informed decision as possible. If you are enjoying the content here on this channel and you enjoy these daily price change prediction videos, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps support the channel so much, and we really do appreciate the support. Until next time, guys, which will be tomorrow evening with yours truly. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers. Bye-bye.